Welcome to the DunnWisdom Morning Show. My name is Melissa P. Dunn. I am the CEO of MD Marketing Network, the founder of DunnWisdom, and a candidate for Lauderhill City Commission seat number 2. We have an amazing show for you today. We're going to continue our conversation about finding employment during COVID-19. Today's guest is a HR guru. She's actually my go-to person when I have any questions in regards to human resources management or recruiting. She is indeed my go-to expert. Ms. Tashania Morris is a CEO of Creative HR Partners. Hey, Tashania, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Melissa. I'm excited to be here today.
I know we had you on the show before, but could you just give us a little bit of background about who you are and your company?
Okay, so I spent around 6-7 years as a paralegal, and then I decided to transition into HR. I am a certified HR professional. I have a master's degree in HR, and I absolutely love everything about, career services, human resources management, anything about uplifting yourself. And Creative HR Partners was created to provide training and development to individuals and companies.
Oh, I love it. So training and development, as well as okay, so you do training and development, right?
Right.
So explain that for me a little bit. What do you mean by that?
Training and development is basically workshops, customized workshops surrounding around like just different topics. For example, recently I did some, I have, workshops surrounding performance management. I have about employee engagement. So it's just teaching employers about like the different ways to maximize their organizations and to make sure, especially within these times, that, employees are engaged. So it's a number of different workshops. I also do a lot of workshops about professionalism, leadership, resume writing, job search skills. So anything around that arena.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Well, I can imagine that you're probably in demand right now, that COVID-19 is happening, and employers have had to shift the way they serve the public by doing more virtual work. How has that been for you? What are you noticing?
I mean, a lot of it is, people just have to make sure that, you're agile, being able to quickly move with the pace of things. At the beginning of COVID-19, there was a lot of uncertainty. There was a lot of people that, they had never worked from home before. There's a lot of things that you have to consider. Does your employees have the appropriate equipment, the internet connection? Like, there's just a lot of different things. There's some people that might not have been as comfortable with technology. And there are some companies that were not necessarily, in the past, they haven't been comfortable with employees working from home. However, due to COVID, that has allowed a lot of employers to look, I remember a couple of years ago, people talked about, the future of work, and how the future of work was going to be a lot more global, a lot more virtual, and that's exactly what's happening right now, right? Where we were forced to go virtual. So,
that's such an interesting point, that before we were talking about a globalization of the workforce. And then here it is now, the pandemic has kind of forced our hand, as you say. What do you think is the number one lesson learned for employers in this current climate?
I think it's a lot of it has to do with just being agile and being willing to move and make changes suddenly, because a lot of times we don't necessarily know what's going to happen. There's some companies that definitely when something happens, they start working on it a lot, and then there's others that lag behind. And I just feel like just being on top of technology, understanding how technology works, understanding implementing technology. And sometimes it doesn't necessarily take a lot of money. It just takes a lot of just being able to move quickly and fast and being agile and being adaptive and flexible. Sometimes not everybody is flexible, even employees, I'm pretty sure that for a lot of people, especially if you have kids, homeschooling, working at home, that is a lot where you're trying to concentrate on working and then you have to be homeschooling as well. So it's just employers being able to be flexible as well and being adaptive to everything that's going on right now.
I've actually heard, or maybe perhaps saw somewhere online that there are employers who are mandating that their employees, if they have children and they're being homeschooled, that they actually make sure that childcare is being provided for the parents so that there's a clear delineation between work time and, I guess, homeschooling time. Now, I imagine that would be a challenge for any, if I'm a parent, that would be a challenge for me, right? You're home and you still have to figure out daycare when a lot of daycares aren't open. What kind of tips, what would you say to employers to encourage them to try and find a win-win that's good for them and the employee?
Kind of like what I said before, just you have to be empathetic, right? As well. And not only that, you do want productivity. And so being able to speak to the employee one-on-one and coming up with solutions that work for you and for the company. And I do know that, there are some legalities as well that's put in place to protect some workers that might have to care for their kids, especially like recently because of, the summer break and stuff like that. There were laws put in place if you had to take time off because the daycare that you were planning on sending your child to, the campus closed and stuff like that. So it's just making sure that, you speak to the employee. I feel like open communication, a lot of times people don't necessarily communicate enough. And you'd be surprised to find out how much problems we could solve with effective communication. If there's an employee that's having problems productivity-wise because they're now working from home, speak to that person, find out what's going on, find out, come up with some solutions together and try it out and see how it could best work for you and for the employee. But I definitely think that being flexible and adaptable are two skills that we need right now, and it's for both parties, the employers and the employees.
That's such a good point. I hope that you're going to be teaching an effective communication class. Hey, Natasha, thank you for joining us this morning. Because listen, having difficult conversations is so challenging. Like as a leader, for me, that's a skill set that I've had to work on. Is like how to sit down and have those conversations before it gets to the point where you're like, listen, we can't work together anymore. You got to go.
Right. No, it's very important to have effective communication and ongoing communication as well. So that, because a lot of times we kind of wait until it's just not working out. But if you start having those conversations early on, then people kind of understand what's expected, what's not expected. Sometimes we have to take the emotions out of it, even though, we might like somebody personally, but maybe it's just not working out. Maybe this is not the right role for them per se, right? It doesn't mean that you're a bad person or that's a bad, or the person is a bad person. It just means that this role might not be the role for them. But having those conversations early on is crucial, because by the time you have that last conversation, it shouldn't be a surprise to somebody that it's not working out, because by now you've had plenty of conversations with them to correct whatever it is that was going wrong in the first place. But I do think that sometimes we wait. A really, really good book that I read a book once that kind of helped me as well. I think it's called something about difficult conversations. I'll get it to you, Melissa. And basically what the author talks about is when you enter into a conversation, what is the end goal, right? And you think about, what do you want for yourself? What do you want for the outcome? And what do you want for the person that you're having a conversation with? And trying to take the emotions out of it as much as possible.
Good point, Tashania. Thank you for that. So I know that there are a lot of families right now, particularly in communities that already had a high unemployment rate prior to COVID-19, that are struggling. A lot of people have lost jobs. A lot of businesses have had to close doors, and business owners are now forced to re-enter into the workforce. We have collaborated, the DunnWisdom Morning Show and Creative HR Partners, to bring the Return to Work Virtual Fair on September 22nd. Could you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm super excited to be one of the organizers for this project. I think the Return to Work is a really, really, really awesome career expo that's taking place. And not only that, but it's great for employers and it's great for people that are looking for a job. A great way to connect with employers if you're looking for a job. I mean, even if you're not looking right now, attend the career fair. You know, network with some of the recruiters that might be there. Hold on to their contact information, because you never know when you're going to need it. And if you are looking for a job, I'm going to say make sure to get your resume done. Have somebody review it. Never don't prepare your resume and don't have somebody overlook it, right? Because you just don't know the grammatical errors or anything that might be on there. And because you've been working on the document for a period of time, there might be some things that have gone unnoticed. So have a friend, a family member, somebody that you trust to look it over. And for employers, this is a great way to connect with a diverse group of candidates and just building that pipeline and expanding on the network. So I think that this is a really, really good opportunity on both ends.
Okay, could you speak a little bit to the types of jobs and the types of employers that will be at the event?
So we'll be having employers recruiting for allied health. We'll have employers, recruiting for truck drivers, social media managers. So it's a variety of job opportunities that will be available at the Career Expo. So definitely come on out, people.
So this is actually a really good opportunity. When you say allied health, I just want to be clear. So this is a great opportunity for anybody that works in the healthcare industry, particularly RNs, LPNs, CNAs, right?
Right, yes.
Okay, fantastic. And I know, so this event does three things. One of them is connect people to employers. Could you speak about the job skills training opportunity that will happen in this event?
Yeah, so I absolutely love workforce development, job skills training, because I think it's imperative that we try to close the skills gap to get people out there in the workforce. So I think we have a number of different training opportunities. I do know that we have a company that's coming out with an individual that does training for security guards, and the training is free. So once you sign up, you get trained, and you'll be also have job opportunities available for you within that market. The other thing that we'll have is career source and Broward College. And Broward College currently has they have a free a program that they're upskilling people. And if you log on to Broward Up, you'll see the information. I recently personally just completed my Six Sigma training with them, and I thought that it was really, really good. It's free, like I said before, and it's a number of different opportunities on there for you to sign up for. So definitely check it out. I mean, in this day and age, you want to make sure, like, I believe in continuous learning. I believe in continuous, training and development, because things are continuously changing. And so there's nothing wrong with upskilling yourself.
Not at all. Congratulations on that Lean Six Sigma. I have my green belt too. It's really important. Hey, Toya, good morning. Thank you for watching. Good morning, Miss Joy. Thank you for watching as always. So the website to register is return2work.us, return the number 2work.us. And Broward College will actually be one of our partners, as well as Career Source Broward, OIC of South Florida, Dennis Shipping, and a number of other organizations. So we do have an opportunity for individuals to connect with livable wage jobs, as well as job skills training. Talk to us a little bit about the third component of the event.
The job skills training portion?
Unemployment.
The unemployment. Okay, so we'll have unemployment where we have individuals that are willing to assist if you are having problems, applying for unemployment on your own. And the best part of it is we have individuals that will also be there that speaks Creole. So that I feel like that's a really, really big plus. And I'm really excited about, just the diversity of the event that we're having. So this is definitely something that you guys should come out. Not only are we trying to help to provide you with jobs, we're also trying to assist with upskilling you and helping you to get to process those unemployment claims so that you could get the funds that you need to survive.
I love it. So it feels like a full plate opportunity for anyone that's been impacted with COVID-19, yes, or they're just simply looking for a job, or may just want to know a little bit about what's out there.
Right. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying to see what's out there if you currently have a job. I mean, one of the most important things to do is to continuously to think about how to upskill yourself, like I said before. So even if you do have a job, you should be looking to see what are some of the new trends, what are some of the things that people are looking for, so you don't necessarily get complacent in that role. But I'm super excited. I think that this is really good for the community. And I just love the fact that it has 3 different aspects to it. And employers are looking, if they want to do in-person interviews, that's also a component of it, where you could schedule interviews in person. It's social distance. And there's limitations to the amount of people that could be in the room at any given time, because obviously, your safety is our concern as well.
I love it. Yeah. And shout out and a big thank you to the Jamaican Ex-Policeman Association for contributing their space in Lauderhill for the socially distanced interviews for employers who want it. I have a question. So let's say that I register for this event, and how should I show up? What's important? I mean, I've been out of the job market for a little bit, but this is new, this whole virtual interview thing. How does that work?
Right. So you want to make sure that, when you show up for your virtual interview, make sure that you're dressed properly, professional. Make sure that you're professionally dressed. You want to make sure that you have your resume available. You should not show up at any career expos or fairs or any, if you're looking for a job, you need to be prepared. So show up with a copy of your resume. Definitely research the companies beforehand to see which companies you would like to see, which recruiters you would like to connect with while you're at that job fair. So at least you have a plan in place before you get there. The other thing is to make sure that you're familiar with the technology. So if you've never used Zoom before, you try to see if you could, create an account, get on understand how to use the platform. So when you get on there, you're not shuffling around, even for virtual interviews. If you do have a virtual interview, I know a lot of companies are using Microsoft Teams, Zoom, GoToMeeting. So there's a number of different platforms out there that people are using. If you happen to get a virtual interview, familiarize yourself with that. Get on there at least 15 to 10 minutes prior to the start of the interview, just to make sure that everything is working, you're well connected. Don't wait for the last minute. The other thing is, just make sure that you come with a good attitude. Be pleasant. Attitude says a lot about you. You want to make sure that you're smiling, you're making eye contact, and just carry yourself in a professional manner, the same exact way you would do in an in-person interview.
I love that. Attitude says a lot about you. That is so true. So some of the partners in this event include DunnWisdom, right? Our brand here that we're creating together. Your company, the Creative HR Partners. Could you mention a few, and Prosperity Broward, which is a Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance Foundation program. Can you mention some of the other partners?
And the Haitian Chamber is a part of it. And also, I think it's ABC, MD Marketing Network, and ABC Marketing Concepts, I think. They're
a better concept PR.
Right.
Yeah. So it's DunnWisdom, Creative HR Partners, Prosperity Broward. Our technical producer for the show, Natasha Wright, who her company is the Diamond Butterfly. Karen Gray from A Better Concept PR is one of our partners, as well as the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce and Jamaica Ex-Policeman Association.
And did we say Prosperity Broward?
And Prosperity Broward, for sure. We could never leave them out.
Oh.
So, I guess the bottom line is that if you're looking, or somebody who's looking in Lauderhill or the surrounding communities, this is an opportunity.
I think so. I mean, I think this is a great opportunity. I think that especially within this environment, with us going virtual and just trying to make an impact in the community, trying to give back to the community. There's a lot of people right now that don't have a job, and not having a job takes an emotional toll on you. Looking for a job is an emotional process as well, because, it's very emotional to apply, and then now you have to sit and wait for somebody to get back in contact with you. So we understand the process, and we're trying to see how we could better equip people within our neighborhoods and surrounding areas with the opportunities that they need. And that's why it's important for us to highlight the partners and the different and what they bring to the table. For example, with me telling you guys about Broward College and the things that they're doing, and Career Source has a lot of resources that I don't think a lot of people even take advantage of. So if you know anybody that's looking, if you know any employers that need to hire, this is a great opportunity for you guys to show up.
For sure. And any last minute tips or words of wisdom that you might want to share, first with employers and then with employees? This is a really, really good way for employers to get out there and make an impact in the community. A lot of times when we think about working for an organization, we kind of try to see what that organization is doing, right? How impactful are they in the community? A lot of people want to work for companies that are making a difference, and this is your opportunity to make a difference, to connect to the community, to not only that, but you will have the ability to pull from a diverse group of people and to build that pipeline. So I think that, if it's just a great opportunity overall.
for candidates that are looking, I would say that definitely come out and connect with the employers. You know, bring your A game. If you need assistance with resumes, let us know so that, you know, we could review your resume prior to you showing up at the career fair and tell you what needs to be fixed. That's something that I can do as well for you, just as a gift to the community. But definitely show up if you know any family members. We want to help you to connect you to the next best opportunity. And that's something that I'm personally passionate about.
I love that. Okay, you guys, so you hear the offer here. Exclusive offer from Creative HR Partners, just announced on the DunnWisdom Morning Show. If you are coming to the Return to Work virtual fair, and you want someone to look at your resume, Miss Morris has offered to do that for you as a added value of her way of serving the community. So please do register. And when they register, will they have the opportunity to send their resume then? What's the process?
Yeah, so once they register, they should have the ability. So we'll connect with them, and they'll have the ability to submit a copy of their resume. So all they have to do, or they could send their resumes via the email. That's, I think, can you provide the email on the screen, Melissa, for the Return to Work, so that they can have it? So they could definitely send a copy of their resume through that, or once they register, a link will be provided to them.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I believe that email address is return2work@gmail.com. Is that right, Natasha? return2work@gmail.com, I believe, is what the email address is. But go ahead and register at return2work.us. And when you do, you'll receive an automatic email with instructions on what to do next. So there it is, return2work@gmail.com.
And I just wanted to add one more thing. So well, think about what your elevator pitch is going to be. You know, a lot of times employers will ask you, tell me about yourself, and sometimes people get extremely personal. We want to hear about your professional experiences. So if you have to look into the mirror, write it down, practice it in the mirror, call a friend and practice that with them as well. But definitely create an elevator pitch as well, because this is your time that you're going to be telling companies about you and what you bring to the table, what you have to offer, and how you're going to be valuable to that company.
Oh, that's such a great tip, Tashania. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for all that you do. I really appreciate that Creative HR Partners is 100% committed to helping people not only find jobs, but connect to skills that they need in order for them to move forward.
Thank you, Melissa, and thanks for the opportunity to be here today. And I just want to say I absolutely love the work that you're doing within the community, and you've been like a really good, mentor and inspiration to me as well. So
thank you. Oh, we're gonna have you back again to talk about another project, our mentorship program for Lauderhill girls.
Yes, and I'm super excited about that.
We'll do another show around that. Perhaps we'll bring the girls on too. Who knows?
Oh yes. We definitely should.
Thank you, Tashania. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us this morning.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Bye.
You too. All right, you guys. So you heard it here. The Return to Work fair is scheduled for Tuesday of next week, September 22nd. If you are an employer and you have job openings, we encourage you to apply so that you can attend. If you are in need of a job, an upgrade in your job skills, or assistance applying for unemployment benefits, the Return to Work Virtual Fair can help. Please register today, particularly if you live in Lauderhill or the surrounding community. Return2Work.us. That's return2work.us. Thank you so much. I will be back on tomorrow with a Talk to Coach Dunn segment. Be well. Remember, be kind and loving to yourself. You deserve it.
COVID getting you down? Calling all residents of Lauderhill and the surrounding areas. The Return to Work Virtual Job Fair has employers with livable wage jobs. Need skills training or help filing for unemployment benefits? This is Melissa P. Dunn, inviting you to attend the Return to Work Virtual Job Fair Tuesday, September 22nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come for the training, leave with new options. Register early at return2work.us. That's return2work.us.